Let's start. Welcome, everybody, to The World is a Mess, episode 29. This is July the 4th, 2021. And I'm here with my co-host, Daniel Bertizan from Bellwood, Ontario. And I'm here in North Hollywood, California. I want to say for the few people who are friends with me or fans of me online, I had been really sick the last couple of days. I had severe migraines, seemingly. I had pain in the lower right side of my head, and it felt like somebody was poking me with either a needle or hammering a nail into my head every couple of minutes, and it was driving me insane. And I ended up having to go to the emergency room late July the 2nd, and then I checked out of the hospital July the 3rd, early the next, early like around 12:30 midnight, early in the morning. And they couldn't find anything wrong doing the CAT scan, and they did a COVID test. I tested negative. I've been vaccinated for COVID, but apparently you can still get COVID, but the vaccine makes you more resistant to it. You're less likely to get sick, and the symptoms are going to be less if you get infected with COVID, so it does help. But yeah, they couldn't find anything wrong. The only thing they gave me was a shot of Benadryl to the butt, and that did help. But yeah, I've been kind of fatigued, and that was really mentally exhausting going through that for a whole day. It was pretty intense pain, but I feel okay today. I mean, I'm alive. I'm just going to start taking aspirin. I had a friend that was a nurse who said that it may have been a restriction of blood flow to your brain, not a blood clot, but a restriction of blood flow if you have like thick blood or high cholesterol. So she suggests taking an aspirin every day. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a 80 milligram aspirin every day. But I'm okay for now. I don't know. They couldn't find anything wrong. I do suffer from migraines, but that was like one of the worst. Anyway, so what's going on with you, Daniel?
Well, it's the fourth. I passed Canada Day, and that was not much fireworks this year though, because I guess people are out of work and they can't afford very much because they've been out of work for a while. So not much fireworks this year, and
Well,
So yeah, and also
there's a lot of people out of work because of COVID.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen because of that.
And like you said, we're not out of the woods, right? We're not out of the woods yet.
Well, you have the Delta variant of the virus, and experts predict that a third wave is going to hit the United States come winter time. And you already have resurgence of COVID because in a lot of red Midwestern states, they still refuse, the majority of adults refuse to get vaccinated. So COVID has had kind of a resurgence. So I don't know. And the federal government is talking about reinstating the mask mandate in the United States. So I don't know. Everything's crazy. Everything's been crazy for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, in Italy, I hear that they're in the white. They're in the white, which means everyone is out and about and they have no masks. But there's a Delta variant out there, so yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, And
so what's on your mind, Daniel?
Did you see? Well, one. Did you see the new suits for Spider-Man? For Spider-Man No Way Home?
I have not.
One of the suits is black, and the other suit has like a green gem around it or inside of it, like it's embedded inside of it. And they're saying that this new suit that Doctor Strange makes for Spider-Man will help Spider-Man traverse the multiverse on his own. He doesn't need Doctor Strange. He travels the multiverse on his own. Maybe that's why they call it No Way Home, because he gets lost in the multiverse.
So So Khan from Star Trek is supposed to appear in Spider-Man Far From Home. Are they doing a crossover with Star Trek?
Well, you know what? They're saying, I don't know. They're saying that Doctor Strange.
It was a joke. It was a joke, dude.
Yeah,
it's because same.
It was kind of hard for me to follow, but then I'm thinking, oh yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch was in that movie.
A crappy movie, but yeah.
Yeah, that is almost 10 years now, huh? 2012 to 2022, almost 10 years.
Yeah. Can't forget it soon enough.
Yeah.
That was a really bad Star Trek movie.
It was. It was.
But
so yeah, it's yeah, like I think the two movies are side by side. They happen at the same time. That's why Doctor Strange can't help Spider-Man.
I never did see the 1976 Doctor Strange movie. Did you know that there was, and it's based on the same comic book character, there was a 1976 Doctor Strange movie?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I never saw it. It was a made-for-TV movie, but it came out in 1976, and it was a 1-hour pilot for what was supposed to be a Doctor Strange TV series, and it didn't get picked up, so it ended up being relegated to obscurity.
Hello.
Who's saying hello to you? What's going on?
Oh, my mom said hello to me.
Oh,
and,
okay.
You know, yeah. So they just got back home. So, yeah. You know what? I know there was a 1976.
So yeah, I see here in the IMDb credits, Benedict Cumberbatch is listed as being in the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, portraying Doctor Strange. So apparently, there's going to be a crossover with Doctor Strange in the Spider-Man movie. And cool.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the same movie. Well, Doctor Strange is gonna be in No Way Home, but he can't be in there too much because they're saying he's dealing with the events of his movie. So I think they happen at the same time. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm hearing. Going, oh, come on, that sucks. You know, I mean,
well, who knows?
I originally heard that it like No Way Home. No, like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness happens after No Way Home. That would be way better. You know.
Oh, there's a new Venom trailer for a new.
Oh yeah,
Venom.
did you see that?
I have not.
Wait, when did it come out?
I don't know. I see it on Internet Movie Database. I think it's out now. You could play it on Internet Movie Database.
Oh yeah, like I was telling you.
Venom, Let There Be Carnage. It's not even called Venom 2. It's just called Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Mm-hmm. Like Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Brain freeze. So.
Well. Did you see Loki episode 4?
Oh, I did. I liked it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I figured the Time Variant Authority would find them, and that's how they would survive the apocalypse of, what is it, Lamentus 1?
Yeah.
And I thought it was really bizarre that they finally met the Timekeepers, but they ended up being robots. And then after she decapitated the first robot. Oh, spoilers, by the way. After she decapitated the first robot, the other two robots laughed in a creepy way, and then they shut off. So maybe there are no timekeepers, but who's really in control of the Time Variance Authority? That's what I want to know. And then, you know, Loki apparently was starting to have feelings for female Loki, and just as he was about to tell his feelings to her, he gets pruned by what's that judge character's name? I can't remember.
Judge Renslayer.
Judge Renslayer. So he gets pruned by Judge Renslayer, and apparently when they prune people, they don't technically die; they get teleported to another universe.
Yeah, so, it's like a cosmic closet.
Okay, so it's kind of an interesting concept. So I look forward to the next 2 episodes. I just wish that they pick up the pace on the plot because, you know, the series is almost over. We only have 2 more episodes, so I'm assuming there's only an hour left of story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But you know, like, okay, like, I mean, did you see Richard E. Grant at the end of the movie? At the end of the episode?
I did. I the first 3 Loki episodes, I tried to play through the end of the credits because I know, like in WandaVision, there was some post-credit scenes. Um, Falcon the Winter Soldier, there wasn't. But yeah, I'm glad that I noticed that there was a post-credit scene because I was like, oh my God, what are they going to do? They killed off Loki, and now I guess it's just going to be Sylvie, the female variant of Loki. But then, he wakes up and he thinks he's in hell, but he's not really in hell. He is in like a garbage closet pocket universe where they drop everything off. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, everything they prune goes to this place. I originally thought that, whatever they erase gets erased from existence. I hated that idea. But now that I know that they all go to this place, I feel a little bit better because I'm like, well, at least they're still around. What's the
Yeah.
point of erasing something from existence? That's why I had a problem with Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm like, oh, come on. What's the point of just
Well,
erasing
the whole
something?
point of well, the Crisis in Infinite Earths that they did on the TV show 2 years ago was loosely based on the comic books from the 80s, where they were trying to so-called prune, or they were trying to clear up contradictory plot lines and plot holes dating all the way back to the Golden Age, because they had a lot of really dumb stuff. Like there was Super Dog and there was a Super Horse. I mean, there was all these really weird characters that were geared towards, because in the Golden Age of comics, it was originally assumed that the majority of people who read comic books were only children under the age of 10 or something. And so they made all these really goofy characters geared towards children. And then in the 60s, it started becoming more mature, where, older people, more adults started reading comic books and they started taking it more seriously. And by the 80s, they had like 50 years of storyline dating back to 1939, almost 50 years of storyline, with continuity errors. So they were trying to clear that up and do a massive reset. I understand that, but and they tried to do that with the New 52, but then they ended up having to undo it with Dr. Manhattan because the New 52 turned out to be not that popular. Like the way they handled Batman and Superman was really terrible in the New 52. And so now they're back to the classic DC universe where they have all these convergent timelines. It's a little bit confusing, but I like the more classic version of the characters, like Superman, Flash, stuff like that when it comes to the DC universe. But the TV shows, it kind of fizzled out, and the movies kind of suck. I haven't really, I like elements of Suicide Squad, but I like Harley Quinn, but I didn't really like the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie was kind of terrible. But they should have done a Harley Quinn movie first to kind of introduce the character. But I don't know. It's kind of a mess. It's kind of all over the place. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm not really that excited for the Flashpoint movie. I don't know if it'll be that good. I mean, I might see it out of curiosity.
I mean, apparently,
I have a mild interest in it.
So today is like Sunday. So they say Sunday, July 4th, 2021. News came out that there's way more characters in the Flash movie than was previously told to us. So, we're gonna get, like, this is a multiverse movie. We're gonna see so much. I mean, who knows? I mean, I hope we get to see Nicolas Cage as Superman.
What's this link you sent me?
Oh yeah, it's a link. I want you to watch it. There's this really cute girl, and she's showing her video game collection. And I'm like, oh man, if only girls were more like that. More girls were like that.
There are a lot of girls like that. I told you. Okay. This is, if you want to do a dating advice segment, I've told you time and time again. If you want to date, I mean, I'm not an expert. Okay, I'm not a relationship expert, but I do have a girlfriend, and I have maintained relationships with women, and I have met, like, my current girlfriend, who I've been with for 4 years. We've been together since February. We've been dating since February 2017. We only see each other once a month. It's kind of a long distance relationship. I live in North Hollywood. She lives in Torrance, but we met on Tinder. And you don't have a smartphone, so you could use Plenty of Fish. I met one of my other ex-girlfriends on Plenty of Fish. The problem is socialization. You're in your own little pocket universe. You know, you don't have a car, you don't get out much, so it's hard for you to socialize and be friendly with people and get to know people in a non-threatening manner. And so the only other way you could make up for that would be to use like dating apps, and if you don't have a smartphone, which I know you don't, then use a dating website. You know, there's a lot of free ones out there that have like free accounts. That's what I recommend doing. You got to get out there. Maybe you should start going to comic book conventions.
Yeah.
Because like when I went to Toronto Comic Con in 2012, I got hit on by two really hot girls. They invited me to a party. They really liked my steampunk look. I look very similar today as I did back then. And I didn't go to the party because I was super tired. I was super jet lagged. I didn't sleep the night before because I was worried I was going to miss my flight early in the morning. And so I flew from LA to Toronto and I didn't have much sleep. And by the time I checked into the hotel, if I was going to go to the party that night, because I was going to have to probably stay up all night and then go, because it was only a 2-day convention, Toronto Comic Con 2012. And, if I had been a little bit more persistent and I had a little bit more time, I probably could have hooked up with one of them. And you just got to have confidence, but you can't be overbearing. And you got to not violate boundaries. You got to, find out what their boundaries are, and you got to get to know them. And it takes practice, and you don't have any practice, and you need to learn to be friends with people before you can actually engage on a further level. It takes time. It's human beings are complicated, and so relationships are even more complicated because you're adding one set of algorithms, integrating those algorithms with somebody else's algorithms. What I mean by algorithms is the human brain thought is just one complex algorithm. Your brain is a computer, and you're trying to interface data with another computer, and you're trying to have a companionship. You're trying to exchange feelings, and that's not always easy, because people are complicated, and but yeah, I'm probably not explaining it in the best way, but
No, you're doing great.
But you should use dating apps. You should say, hey, I'm single, I'm a professional vlogger, because you are. I mean, you may not make a lot of money
definitely
doing it, but you're a professional vlogger, whatever, and you just create a profile and see who you can talk with. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's my dating advice. I didn't mean to really do a dating advice segment, but you were going on about it. You wanted me to look. I'll look at this girl's profile later. Yeah, she looks pretty hot, and she game room tour and collection. I'll check it out later.
Yeah, because you know why girls like this have so many views and so many clicks and so many subscribers is because everybody wants girls like this, because it's very rare to find a girl like this. It is. I mean, that's why my parents keep on telling me.
It's actually not rare. You just have a bias based on the isolation of your location. You live in a small town. Hold on. Listen to me. Trust me. I've met many girls that are gamers. Most of them don't even like me. But I have met a few that did like me. And it's statistical probability. The more women you meet, the more women you talk to, in a friendly manner, that increases your statistical probability of finding one with enough common interests where they're available and they like you. You have to be engaged to even have a chance. You're not even engaged. You live in a small town in rural Ontario. You live like, how far is it from Toronto? How many hour drive?
Like 1 hour. Not sure,
Okay,
an
so
hour and 30 minutes.
hour and 30 minutes. So that's pretty far out in the middle of nowhere. And so you're not going to meet too many people unless you go to church. But you said that you're not really into church girls. And church girls usually are looking for a husband to take care of them. And so you would need to go to like a comic book convention. And I told you, you need to, if it's really that important to you, save up money. I don't know, because of COVID, most of the comic book conventions have been canceled. But they are supposedly going to have Dragon Con on Labor Day weekend this year, and I intend to go to Dragon Con. But you got to get out there. I don't know, and you really need to. Your only hope, really, because of your geographical isolation and the fact that you don't have a car and you don't get out that much, is through dating apps. So that's what you need to try.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on it. But yeah. So
Anything else you want to talk about, or you want to continue talking about dating? But yeah, they're very common. I've met more girls that are into gaming, into Star Wars, more girls that are into science fiction than I can count. And like I have met probably hundreds of women. A lot of them I've interviewed on my YouTube channel. Some really very attractive women that are into sci-fi, comic books, and games. They may not be the majority of women, but they're not rare. You just got to go out and find them. And then, if you get out there and you're engaged with other people, you increase your statistical probability that you can hook up with somebody. But, you just got to, I recommend watching some YouTube videos on how to talk to women, but you need to, you're very isolated. So you're going to have to, the internet's going to be your friend in that case.
Mm-hmm. So okay, so we talked about the Spider-Man suit. He's got a multiverse suit now, and that helps him travel the multiverse. That's cool. And I can't wait to see Tobey Maguire again. Are you?
I looked him up on IMDb. Now, IMDb is not 100% accurate, but I don't even see him listed in the movie credits for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're going to be doing after Loki is over, they're going to be doing a What If series that's supposed to premiere, but that's going to be animated.
Oh, by the way, okay, you mentioned Loki. Remember, you saw Richard E. Grant, right? As
Yeah.
as a version of Loki. They're saying he's OG Loki from the 616 comic book universe.
I don't know what that is.
The 616 is the main Marvel
The
universe.
OG. What do you mean OG? Original gangster Loki?
The original Loki from the comic book universe that
Oh, okay.
But he died in 2010. I guess
Well,
he survived.
you can bring him back to life as a zombie. He could be a Marvel zombie.
Zombie Loki. Brains.
I always wondered if they'll ever do Marvel Zombies, because the Marvel Zombie, the series kind of died out, but for a number of years, Marvel Zombies was a very popular comic book miniseries. Although the Marvel Zombies universe was separate from the 616 universe.
Oh yeah, didn't you say Captain America was like the president or something of that universe?
Well, I actually read, I don't have it anymore. I need to buy another copy. I used to have a graphic novel reprint. That's the cheapest way to read it, because comic books have just gotten so expensive. Who wants to spend like $6 or $7 for one comic book? And if you're reading a 12-issue story, that you can end up spending a lot of money. So it's cheaper to often read these stories in graphic novel reprints, which I did. I used to have, moving over the years, I've lost it, but I used to have a graphic novel of the first Marvel Zombies story, and it was a different universe. It was a parallel universe, and it had all the Marvel characters. They were similar. They were like the Silver Age version of the characters, and you had a version of Captain America called Colonel America, where he was a colonel instead of a captain. And then he
Oh.
ran for president, and he became president. But then there was like the zombie virus outbreak, and then he became a zombie, and all the other superheroes became a zombie, and they have an insane craving for human flesh, and they're all really the villains. And the only people really, like Magneto is one of the last people with superpowers that's not infected, and he's basically holding out. And then you got Black Panther has been infected with the zombie virus, and Black Panther is a zombie, but he has found a cure in the sense that it doesn't cure him from being a zombie, but it cures his hunger. So he's no longer insane and driven with hunger. So, and I liked how my favorite character in the Marvel Zombies was Black Panther, because he was like the ultimate badass underdog. He was a zombie, but he had cured his hunger, and he lost one of his legs. And so he was walking around with crutches, and he was still able, with his martial arts, he was still able to kick ass with crutches. But yeah, and you had like Iron Man was flying around, and he was like half a corpse. God, it's been so long since I read that story. I don't remember exactly what happened, but basically most of the people died. And I know later on they did a crossover story where there was like a crossover with the Marvel Zombies universe and the Marvel Ultimate universe. Because there was a Marvel Ultimate universe, and then, like you said, the mainstream universe, the 616 universe, and then there's the Marvel Zombies universe.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's cool. I have Marvel Zombies, and I love it. That was my that's the first like comic book I ever bought. I love it so much. I hope it still exists, because Secret Wars 2015 kind of reset everything, and I think what it did was it erased a lot of the universes, or maybe just left one universe intact. I don't know. But
well, it makes sense, because if you have to reset it every once in a while, because otherwise it makes no sense why Spider-Man would be the same Spider-Man from the 1960s, but he hasn't aged. So yeah,
but they're just different multiverses, right? You can just explain it as different multiverses. You don't have to
whatever.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So hey, do you think they're gonna do it? Like, okay, wait. First of all, do you think they're gonna erase Spider-Man 3 from the continuity? I hope not. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. I know you say it was all over the place, and it was, but it was still a decent entry, sort of.
What, Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
It sucked.
Well, yeah, it sucked, but you know what? That was studio meddling.
It still sucked. Doesn't matter. Yeah. It pretty much destroyed the franchise. That's why they didn't do another movie, I think.
No, they were going to do a Spider-Man 4, but then the studio was like, they got into a fight with Sam Raimi. They wanted the movie to be started to film in 2011, but Sam Raimi was like, I can't do it by 2011. I need to do it by 2012. And they wouldn't give him the 2012 time slot. They wanted it in 2011. So, they got into an argument, and I guess they went their separate ways. And then they went with Mark Webb's Amazing Spider Trash. And, but you know what? Mark Webb's Spider-Man came out in 2012 anyways. So you might as well give that to Sam Raimi, right?
Yeah. His career is pretty much on the decline. I don't know. Oh, he's doing another Evil Dead film. Apparently Sam Raimi is doing, there's going to be a new Evil Dead film called Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, but it's a reboot. I think it's a reboot.
Oh, it's a reboot?
it doesn't have Ash in it. So like, oh come on, no Ash.
Oh, it's going to be focused around a female heroine in an urban setting as an Necronomicon unleashes terror. Okay, so he's doing like a reboot with a new character. Got it.
So yeah. And also, yeah, I talked to you about you know how like they're gonna put Venom and Morbius in different universes, right? Like Venom is gonna be in the Amazing Spider-Man universe, and Morbius is gonna be in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe.
Yeah,
so that's cool. You know, this is cool. They're putting these movies in these universes. You know, by doing this, they're gonna keep the universes relevant, right? And that's cool. They're adding to it. Hey, do you think Morbius will run into Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man eventually?
I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool because they're in the same universe. They're bound to bump into each other.
I mean,
yeah.
The actor who plays Morpheus, I'm not a big fan. You know,
Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto. He played Joker, and he didn't do that good a job. So I don't know. I'm not really that enthusiastic about that movie at all, really.
Yeah. But you know, Jared Leto's Joker, I you know what? He was a combination of Heath Ledger's Joker and Jack Nicholson's Joker. I think a kind of a combination of them. He wasn't as crazy.
No, he was like his own. He was like a ghetto blaster version of Joker or whatever.
Yeah, you know, it's
gangbanger. You know, ghetto Joker. I don't know. It just didn't work for me at all. But
yeah, so, and you know, like I said, I think I said before, you know, in this Suicide Squad movie, it's going to be jam packed. I really hope we see Christian Bale Batman because they're talking to Christian Bale right now, and I really hope we see what's his name because you're saying we're going to see multiple Batman in this movie, right? So, I really hope we see what's his name, Val Kilmer too. Val Kilmer. I know you say Val Kilmer. Everybody says Val Kilmer's not doing so well. I mean,
yeah, he doesn't look that good. He does. Yeah. He looks really frail.
Now, why don't you pull up a picture of him? Let's see what he looks like.
It's not good. Let me see. Let's see, Val Kilmer 2021. Hold on. Let me see if I can share my screen here.
You know, there's rumors that say he's going to be at DC Fandom this October. He's probably going to announce that he filmed scenes for the movie. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
He can be an older Bruce Wayne Batman, like in Batman Beyond. I mean, he can. I mean, don't tell me he can't sit in a chair and talk to.
Yeah, hold on a sec. I'm sharing my screen now. You see that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he looks sickly. He does not look good.
He definitely doesn't look like he did when he did Batman Forever.
I mean, I have nothing against him. Don't get me wrong. I don't know him personally. But he doesn't look good. And I don't know. He looks really gaunt and frail. And I don't. He's recovering from having cancer. So
I think I gave you his Twitter on Skype. Yeah, he's on Twitter. He's posting stuff on Twitter, and
Cool beans. I'm gonna stop sharing.
just like William Shatner. William Shatner's still posting stuff on Twitter. Hey, Captain Kirk is still around. That's kind of cool. I know a lot.
William Shatner's a jerk, so I've met him in person.
That's what Brian says.
I've met him like 3 times. He's kind of full of himself, and I don't like how when he does a public appearance, he has heavy security and they block you from taking pictures of him. I don't agree with that. I think it's very pretentious, and you're just trying to milk your fans for more money. If you're press, you should be able to document a time when William Shatner shows up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got like 4 minutes left. Any last thoughts before I disconnect?
I heard this rumor that they say Earth 89 is going to explode. Earth 89 is the Michael Keaton Batman universe. They're saying Earth 89 will explode due to something that Barry is going to do. And he does it by accident, and Earth 89 explodes. And that's why Michael Keaton goes back with Barry to the DCEU. And I'm like, I hope it doesn't happen. I don't want to see Earths explode. You know what I mean? I hope that doesn't happen.
I don't know. I just want a good story.
It's all
relative. It's all subjective.
Yeah, some people may say like, oh well, Earth 89. It was it's like how old is it? Like 32 years old. Yeah, 32 years old. Like, oh, it's 32 years old. It's not relevant anymore. But there's so much of that universe we don't know, right? Like, does it have a Superman? Does it have a Green Lantern Corps? Does it have a Darkseid or an Apocalypse or
I don't know.
A new Genesis? We don't know anything about that universe. All we know is Gotham and Michael Keaton Batman. So they can open up.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's the point. Like, there's so many things that they're not thinking of, right? And we're the fans. We think about these things, but the writers, to them, it's like a 9 to 5 job, right? They just want to write their stuff and go home. Like, they don't care. But. Mm-hmm.
Well, I just don't like Zack Snyder's take on the DC universe. It doesn't work.
Oh, you don't?
No.
You don't? Oh.
I like what he did with the Watchmen movie. That's about it. But what he did I don't like the Man of Steel movies. I don't like Batman versus Superman. I don't like the Justice League movie. I don't like the Suicide Squad movie. So I'm not that impressed.
So I guess
it just doesn't work. I get he's trying to make it dark and gritty. It doesn't work. It works. It worked for The Dark Knight because that was like a totally different universe. But I don't know. It didn't work for me. It was it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Wasn't fluid as far as plot, and I didn't really like Ben Affleck as Batman. I just think Ben Affleck was terrible as Batman. Yeah. And he kind of flaked out, and he's no longer Batman anymore. So, now they're doing a rebooted Batman that's like a different universe. I guess it's going to have the Penguin as the main villain.
Yeah, but you know what? You're saying that Barry, at the end of this movie, he's going to create a brand new DCEU, and in this DCEU, both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton, Batman, are going to be in this movie. Ben Affleck is rewriting the script a little bit, and he put his Batman in the movie, so we're going to see both Michael Keaton Batman and Ben Affleck Batman fighting with the Flash and Supergirl.
Yeah.
And that'd be cool. Hey, it's a multiverse movie, you know what I mean? I like the idea that Barry's going to create a new universe based on the universes he's been to.
You're talking about the Flashpoint movie?
Yeah. That's what it's rumored. And I hope it's true.
I don't know. I'm not that enthused. I'm not. I haven't really liked any of the DC movies. I'm like I said, I'm not that enthusiastic about it. But time is up. Thank you for joining me on The World is a Mess, and I just want to steampunk it, episode 29, July the 4th special. This is Steampunk Starraisin of AmberStreet.com. You have a nice day, and we'll see you 25 billion years of will.
Bye.